and thank you for joining me to review the implications of ads in print media. We've reviewed one magazine for men and one magazine for women and the ads that are included in each. The men's magazine that I chose was Esquire, and the women's magazine that I chose was InStyle. As you can see from the board representing many of the ads that I found in the men's magazine, visually, most of the ads are shadowed and dark and generally masculine looking, except for the central ad here with the penis enhancing version of a sports car in gold. The rest of the ads are much deeper and darker and mysterious, sort of representing that men are supposed to be that as well. The ads include lots of pictures of watches, adventurous scenes with navy boats, surfers, out having a good time. As a man, you should be adventurous, masculine, mysterious, and having fun. Visually, I saw that there were only 2 ads in the entire magazine where men were actually smiling. The rest of the men seemed to be brooding and thoughtful and considering their options of what adventure they'd be going on next. While many of the ads had limited ethnic diversity, even the ones that did have ethnic diversity were strangely similar. The men looked about the same no matter what their ethnic background was. They were all rugged, fit, handsome, dressed to kill, and they all had very similar bone structures. And none of them look like the men that shop at the Safeway that I go to. So I don't know where these men are all hiding. As opposed to the women's side of the board, you can see a much lighter visual look. The ads are pink and light and bright because, of course, as women, we should all like the color pink. While men are more drawn statistically to ads that represent their ego, drinking, smoking, fun, adventure, clothing that makes them look like a boss, women are more drawn to ads that go outside of their bodies and their interests. Although the ads are focused on their bodies. This speaks back to when girls used to play dress up, things that were fluffy and pretty and fun to play with. So the ads for women's magazines are most often focused around their body image, their hair, their makeup, their flawless skin. And centrally, the ad that was in women's magazines, and I found none of these in a men's magazine, was about plastic surgery. Because if you don't have a perfect body, you must be doing it wrong. The women's ads also had very limited ethnic diversity, although there was one female who was very dark-skinned, but she represented a much more tribal and ethnic look about her, almost implying that she belonged in the wild. And they have her actually posed where she's sitting like a man, although she's wearing a very frilly feminine dress. Overall, the men's magazines and the women's magazines both focus on what the advertisers believe people are drawn to, what instills happiness inside of them. Men, again, are more egotistically drawn, and females are more interested in going back to their days of playing dress up and looking beautiful. Thank you for joining me here today on our assessment of print ads in magazines.